Thank you. Welcome to the regular board meeting for Monday, October 22nd, 2018. Before we begin tonight's meeting, I'd like to remind everyone to turn off their cell phones and electronic devices, and I'd like to state that the school board meeting is taking place on Treaty 1 land and the homeland of the Métis Nation. Mr. Cochin, could you please proceed with the roll call?
Roll call for the regular board meeting of the Winnipeg School Division for October 22nd, 2018. Trustee Friedman. Trustee Reed.
Here.
Trustee Collins.
Here.
Trustee Kushlanek.
Indeed, I am here.
Trustee Babinski. Trustee Wazili.
Here.
Trustee Broughton.
Here.
Trustee Naylor.
Here.
Trustee Rollins.
I'm present. Presentation by the Chief Superintendent for a little bit of a change.
Just a little bit of a change. So this evening, we know that there are 4 trustees who will not be returning after the election on Wednesday, who've chosen to take other paths for their future. And so on behalf of all of us here, we wanted to thank you for all you have done for the division. I think it's fair to say that each of you, even though Trustee Babinski isn't here, but Trustee Babinski as well, each of you has brought your passion and your commitment for helping our community, our families, and most of all, our children in very many different ways. I could go through a list of everything that each of you have brought, but I think just as a synopsis of some of it, I think the communication with parents and making sure that we are helping our parents see everything that we're doing. I think work in Indigenous education, and Indigenous learning that we have really grown in the last 4 years, the commitment to the arts, the commitment to school-based decision making, the commitment to making sure our children learn and succeed in the best ways that they can. Collectively, the 4 trustees who are no longer going to be with us have served, I think it's 39 years. So Trustee Babinski was 1995. Trustee Collins was 2010, Trustee Kushlanek 2014, and Trustee Rollins 2014. So I think isn't my math right? I hope so. It's 39 years. So that's a lot of wisdom, a lot of support, a lot of energy that the 4 of you have brought. And so I just want to thank you and give each of you a memento from us for your service. So if you could bear with me a few minutes, we will do this. So, Trustee Collins, is your bell has your name on it.
Wow, that's beautiful. Thank you.
And don't ring it too loud tonight, thank you. Well, you might want to ring it tonight, I don't know, it depends what the discussion is. Whoops! And Trustee Kushlanek, your bell with your name on it too.
Thank you very much.
All right, shake your hand. And I'll keep Trustee Babinski's and Trustee Rollins.
Could have used it a month ago out there, Cameron.
Use it on Wednesday.
Okay.
This time on your ring.
There we go.
And I have Trustee Babinski, so I'll just put his on top of the table. Anyway, so thank you.
Thank you. Approval of agenda. Moved by Trustee Reed and seconded by Trustee Collins that the agenda be approved. All those in favor? There's some additions. Trustee Brown.
My apologies, Chair. I'd like to add 2 items to the in-camera agenda, an update on a property issue in the Winnipeg School Division, as well as a personnel matter.
Give a seconder for both of those. Thank you, Trustee Kushlanek. All those in favor for those additions. Is there any further additions? So can we have approval of the agenda as amended? All those in favor? Carried. Reading and confirming of minutes. The minutes dated October 1, 2018 be approved and distributed. Moved by Trustee Naylor and seconded by Trustee Friedman. All those in favor? That was carried. Reading and Communications and Petitions, moved by trustee Collins, seconded by trustee Reed, that OC 1018 from Calvin Gertson, Minister of Education and Training, announcing the 2018-2019 Manitoba's Excellence in Education Awards, and that this correspondence be received as information. All those in favor? That was carried. Presentations and consideration of reports. See attached Superintendent's Report number 11, 2018, dated October 22nd, 2018. Moved by trustee Broughton and seconded by trustee Wasilou, that the list of salary and wages paid during the month of September 2018, as summarized on accounts list 2018-09, be approved and confirmed. All those in favor? Any opposed? That's carried. Moved by trustee Broughton, seconded by trustee Reed, that the September 2018 list of payment of accounts be approved and confirmed. All those in favor? Any opposed? That was carried. And finally, recommendation moved by trustee Broughton and seconded by trustee Reed, that the quotation of Playgrounds Are Us to supply all material and perform all work in connection with the new play structure project at George V School be accepted in accordance with the plans and specifications therefore, for the amount of $115,869.44, being the quotation price, including provincial sales tax, excluding goods and services tax, and that the proper officers of the division be authorized to enter into a contract with Playgrounds Are Us for the carrying out of the work. All those in favor? That was carried. Finance and Personnel Committee Report number 6, 2018, dated October 1, 2018, moved by trustee Broughton and seconded by trustee Wasilou, that the Finance and Personnel Committee Report number 6, 2018, dated October 1, 2018, be received as information. All those in favor? Any opposed? That was carried. Trustee Broughton, do you have any recommendations?
I certainly do, Chair. A recommendation from the committee, and I move that the financial statements for the Winnipeg School Division for the year end, June 30th, 2018, be approved for submission to the Minister of Education and Training.
And that was seconded by trustee Wasilou. All those in favor? That was carried. Any further recommendations?
Yes, recommendation, and I move that the firm of KPMG Chartered Accountants, be appointed to conduct the audit, the pension fund for employees other than teachers, the disability fund, the Margaret H. Crawford Fund, Children's Heritage Fund for the year ending December 31st, 2018, and that the firm of KPMG Chartered Accountants be appointed to conduct the audit of the financial statements of the division for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2019.
And that was seconded by trustee Wasilou. Is there any questions? All those in favor? Carried. Final recommendation?
Final recommendation is that the revised policy DJC tendering requirements be approved.
That was also seconded by trustee Wasilou. All those in favor? That was carried. Thank you. Finance and Personnel Committee. Children's Heritage Committee Report number 3, 2018, dated October 9, 2018, moved by trustee Reed and seconded by trustee Collins, that the Children's Heritage Committee Report number 3, 2018, dated October 9, 2018, be received as information. All those in favor? Any opposed? That was carried. There were no recommendations. Inquiries and announcements. Anyone want to start us off at inquiries and announcements? Trustee Reed and then trustee Broughton.
I had the pleasure of attending the KTEP dinner at where were we? Canadians. We had many graduates from the Winnipeg School Division and many representations from the board, which was really nice to see. It was a very lovely evening, and our students made the most beautiful gift to the program of this beautiful big banner that they're going to display in one of their rooms. It's absolutely gorgeous, as well as the Winnipeg School Division was presented with this beautiful painting drawn by one of our artists, our graduates as well too. So pretty sure we can find a most excellent spot for this to be placed right in the middle. I also had the pleasure of attending Elmwood High School's 60th anniversary social. I could not believe how many people were in that school. They sold over 1,000 tickets, and there had to have been at least 1,500 people in the school. I have a crowd phobia, and I had to, because it was, I don't know what it's called, but it's like too many people in an enclosed space, I panicked. So I had to leave. So I wasn't able to stay for the whole evening, but what I stayed for was amazing, and learned some information that I didn't know, and it was a very fun evening.
Thank you, Trustee Reed. Trustee Broughton.
I also had the pleasure of joining many of my colleagues here tonight, Trustee Friedman, Trustee Naylor, Trustee Reed, Trustee Collins for the event, and as well our CEO was in attendance, and Director of Aboriginal Education was also there. And it was an amazing event. And we had excellent representation of the Winnipeg School Division, but most importantly, 6 graduates of the KTEP program. And so I want to acknowledge all of them, but as I butchered their names that evening, I won't try again. But they've made the Winnipeg School Division very proud. I also had the pleasure on October 18th attending in place of our chair, Trustee Rollins, the Grant Park High School Awards to bring greetings on behalf of the board, and saw an amazing group of students that have received awards for their academic and community achievements. Such a high degree of academic excellence at Grant Park, and I really believe that they're meeting the vision of the Winnipeg School Division at that school, and I want to congratulate all the staff and students for their hard work.
Trustee Koshlana.
Yes, thank you, Chair. I got to attend 2 awesome events recently, the one being the start to Fire Safety Week. It was pretty cool, especially when the chief was running around the gym. That was pretty impressive, and still able to talk as he was doing it. So I think a little lesson to be learned on that one, to try and keep up with that. And then we also got to go to the fantastic, again, announcement of the funding and the building of our new Waterford Green School. I suggest perhaps to the trustees and the board that if you're going to name it, we should do it before the ground digging. So if you're going to name it something, just a suggestion. By no means you have to follow that, but it'd be nice in the area to have something, another name to a school that's not just the area. So that would be a great opportunity on that. I've had a very distinct pleasure of working with my fellow trustees and of course our administration these last 4 years. I said this several times over the last 4 years, and I truly meant it. The people in this room, you're not going to have a better board. But then I get to see all of the wonderful candidates coming up for trustee as well, and I'm very happy to see such an amazing group of people actually coming out and wanting to be trustees in the Winnipeg School Division and having some great ideas. So I look forward to seeing all of those changes, but I do look back and thank you everybody for the wonderful these last 4 years. I appreciate it.
Anyone else? Do you mind if I go? I want to not cry. Most of all, I want to thank everybody in this room, and I want to thank everyone not in this room for all the service to the Winnipeg School Division and to the community. I've really enjoyed every single minute being trustee, and every single minute I may not have enjoyed being trustee. I nonetheless persisted because I knew that the 33,000 students and the administrators and the principals were just pulling it out every single day of the last 4 years. and every single day preceding the last 4 years. And I have such faith in public education from watching that service to the community. And I think there's no better place than the Winnipeg School Division. And I think there's no better place most often to talk about the future of our city and our province, and indeed of Canada and the world, than in this boardroom and outside the boardroom, in every single classroom across our 78 schools that I had such pleasure visiting. Every tiny hand, every squiggly body, in every gym that I ever handed out any award or opened up any fire prevention week or cut any ribbon, saw a plaque being mounted with my name on it and your names on it, was such unbelievable, it's with such unbelievable humility that I can even have my name in any of these schools. But I promise that whatever happens after October 24th, that I will still be a friend to the Winnipeg School Division. I still will serve the Winnipeg School Division, and I still will answer any call of anything you need, even if it's just fundraising for our wonderful Children's Heritage Fund. I promise you that. So I want to thank everyone in this room. I want to thank all the teachers and the principals, and I want to thank each and every trustee who served. And I hold special thanks to Brenda Lapointe, who is the most incredible liaison to the board. Many days in the first few years, I thought, I don't deserve her at all. And that would be true. No truer words were spoken. And so whenever I saw her massage something, whenever I saw her navigate something, whenever I saw her respond to a parent, I knew that we had some of the best community liaison work happening in any school division. And so I just really want to thank you, and really want to thank each and every one of you in this room for every phone call and every email, and every time you communicated something with such elegance, every human resource issue that you navigated, every communications problem that may or may not have been created by trustees. I want to thank you. But most of all, I want to thank you for your dedication to the 33,000 students we have. Premier Selinger said to Mark and I once at a private gathering that he thought trusteeship was one of the worst political jobs. And I have no frame of reference for that. But I can't imagine that that's true. It's likely the best political job. And Mark said that it would be emotional when I got this, and he was right. He covets this bell. And so
You can take the sticky off.
it's part of the sticky. But thank you very much. And like I said, I have a more personal blabbering and a card for each and every one of you in this room. But I want to thank you tonight, and thank you once again on behalf of the Board of Trustees, this board, the 2014 to 2018 board that did so much great work on behalf of the school division. And so I can't leave without once again, on behalf of all of you, thanking everyone. So thanks for that, and thanks for electing me chair for the past 2 years. Thank you very much. Is there anyone else? Did I warm anyone else up? All right, then if not, we're going to move on to new business. And bylaw 1270 to amend the bylaw 1103, moved by trustee Broughton, seconded by trustee Reed, that bylaw 1270, a bylaw of the Winnipeg School Division for the purpose of amending bylaw 1103 be now introduced and read a first time in short. All those in favor? That was carried. Mr. Cochin.
A bylaw of the Winnipeg School Division to amend bylaw number 1103 of the said division and to provide for the amounts to be paid to the trustees of the division as salaries and allowances for expenses.
Moved by trustee Broughton, seconded by trustee Reed, that the rules be suspended in order for bylaw 1270 to be read a second time in short. All those in favor? That was carried, and the unanimous vote was required and was carried. Moved by trustee Broughton, seconded by trustee Reed, that bylaw 1270 be now read a second time in short. Is there any discussion? All those in favor? Carried. Mr. Cochin.
Bylaw of the Winnipeg School Division to amend bylaw number 1103 of the said division and to provide for the amounts to be paid to the trustees of the division as salaries and allowances for expenses.
Moved by trustee Broughton and seconded by trustee Reed, that the rules be suspended in order for bylaw 1270 be read a third time in short. All those in favor? It's carried.
I do have discussion, Chair.
You sort of, if we could just move one more time and then we can go into discussion.
Whichever.
Okay, so moved by trustee Broughton and seconded by trustee Reed, that bylaw 1270 be now read a third time in short. Is there any discussion? Go ahead.
Yes, thank you, Chair. We have an effective date of January 1st, 2019 in here, and it was my understanding that we actually wanted the effective date of July 1st, 2019 to coincide with actual tax changes taking place as part of that.
Mr. Cochin?
Through the chair, the actual tax changes take place January 1st, so that's why it's January 1st. I'm not sure where the July number came from. It was mentioned at the last board meeting, but the effective date of legislation. Based on
Okay.
the federal budget is January.
I'll take your word at that. But it was my understanding from reading the legislation previously as well that it was July 1st. But great, thank you.
Is there any further discussion? Trustee Friedman?
Yeah, does this factor in the inflationary increase that I think we talked about? Yeah.
Yes, through the chair, yes it does.
Any further discussion? All those in favor? That was carried. Bylaw 1271, first reading, borrowing bylaw, moved by trustee Broughton and seconded by trustee.
Maybe I have to read it. I have to read it.
Oh, sorry, Mr. Cochin, you are to read 1270, then.
Third time.
Okay, bylaw of the
Thank
Winnipeg.
you.
I know I've
Sorry.
read it.
Bylaw of the Winnipeg School Division to amend bylaw number 1103 of the said division and to provide for the amounts to be paid to the trustees of the division as salaries and allowances for expenses.
Thank you very much. Moved by trustee Broughton and seconded by trustee Wassiliou, that bylaw 1271, a bylaw of the Winnipeg School Division authorize the borrowing of monies from any bank account or credit union upon credit of the Winnipeg School Division for the year 2019 be now introduced and read a first time in short. All those in favor? Carried. Mr. Cochin.
Bylaw of the Winnipeg School Division to authorize the borrowing of monies from any bank or credit union upon credit of the Winnipeg School Division for the year 2019.
Thank you. Agenda information moved by trustee Friedman, seconded by trustee Naylor, that information correspondence IC 3218, IC 3318 be received as information. Is there any discussion? All those in favor? Any opposed? It's carried. Business matters is defined in Rule 44.7, moved by trustee Koscielnik and seconded by trustee Reed, that the board move into business matters is defined into Rule 44.7. All those in favor? That was carried. Welcome back from closed camera. Trustee Broughton, do you have a report?
I do, and first item discussed by the board was leaves of absence without salary, and I moved that the leaves of absence without salary, as outlined in the confidential report dated October 22nd, 2018, be granted.
All those in favor? Oh, that is a secondary, and trustee Collins. All those in favor? That's carried.
The board discussed negotiations with the Winnipeg Teachers Association, and questions were answered by the administration for the board. In addition, the board discussed the 2019 provincial pre-budget consultations. The administration provided an update on future high school property, and a personnel matter was discussed by the board.
Thank you. Can I have a motion to close? Thank you, trustee Koszalanek. All those in favor? Meeting is adjourned. Thank you.